Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I get to show you a 2019 Tiffin Allegro Red that we had traded in, and it's in excellent shape. This is the 37 PA floor plan. I'll let my camera guy take a look around and give you a view of that floor plan while I read you some of the more boring specs. We have this on a Freightliner raised rail chassis, a Cummins ISB 6.7 liter, 360 horsepower diesel engine. This coach comes with an 8,000 kilowatt Onan's quiet diesel generator. We have the 100 gallons of diesel fill capacity with dual fuel fills. The overall length is exactly 39 feet. We've got a mid-bath on this coach, which is one of my favorite things about it because it's really nice and spacious, and we'll get to that as we go through the coach a little bit later. But for now, we'll start with the living area. So of course, in every diesel pusher, the front seats will turn around to add more living space to this living area. We also have a nice flat screen TV in the front of the coach, as well as one on this side, so you can view two different things at once. We also have an electric fireplace here, so it can be used just for aesthetics or for heating if you want that option, but kind of rare to find that in a motorhome these days. We do have a nice recliner here that can be moved around, and then a really nice long couch or sofa to sleep that can be used as a sleeper as well. So this has what you would find in a home, a pull-out mattress type situation that can be blown up. But again, lots of seating for any guests that you might have with you. And really, I would say this coach can sleep 5. I think that the brochure probably would say it can sleep 6 because this booth area does fold down. But in my mind, you'd have to be a pretty small person, so maybe 2 half people can fit here. Kids. We do have storage under both of these sides. And some of the paperwork that I like to see when a coach is traded in, this just shows me that the last owner was pretty fussy and kept really good records. And you'll see that as we go through the coach, that it's really in great condition. So this coach is coming up, I guess, 5 years old now. But again, the leather is in great condition. The countertops aren't scratched. It doesn't have smells to it. It's really been well taken care of. I'll show you just a glimpse of some of the cabinet space. I'm not one that wants to go through each individual one, but we've got 6 across here. And then on the opposite side here, we have, well, 3 of these larger sized cabinets, and they don't have dividers in between these 2. This one does have a divider, just so you can get an idea there. And then 2 of these smaller ones down at the end. So that's how much overhead storage you're going to have in this living area. These cabinets are fakes. They've got stuff behind them, so they just made it look appealing. But that actually isn't storage there. Another thing I wanted to point out, we do have full LED lights in this coach, so that's going to keep it a little bit cooler than the old lights would have. And they also are less draw, so you're going to be using up less of your battery life there. The other thing though is that we have our speakers from the dash radio that go throughout the coach. So you can actually listen to your favorite radio station even in the back bedroom there. Moving into the kitchen area, we got some really great storage in here as well. And Tiffin always does a great job with their cabinetry. You can see that they made these here at the factory. Now we've got 3 of those. And then up here, we have your convection microwave, so you can do your baking in there. Then we have a 3-burner gas cooktop here. So really nice setup there. A little bit of storage underneath there, and one more here. I really like that whoever ordered this coach originally ordered it with this really nice window here. I'll show you when we get to the control panel, there is an electric shade built in there as well. And that was an option for this coach. It didn't come standard. So I like that it doesn't have the metal blinds that you usually get in a kitchen area. It's a really clean look, and it really does add a lot to this whole living area and kitchen area. Another thing I wanted to point out in here is that they didn't skimp on having outlets. So there is an outlet here, so 2 110s. We have another 2 right here. We've got 2 here and 2 USB ports here that can just go right away if you don't need them in your kitchen space. And then we even have another one here. So lots of places to plug in this kitchen area. I know that's something we're always running out of. Now throughout the coach, you'll notice we have these solid surface countertops. So really a nice clean look, and this is real tile backsplash here. So it adds a really great aesthetic to this, more of a residential feel. This definitely does not feel like a camper. And then we have a double sink here. There's a little water filter in there that can be plugged in underneath, and space for your cleaning supplies, trash cans, etc. As well as you can put those covers down here, and they have a nice place that they won't rattle around too much down when you're traveling. A little bit more storage up here. And then some pull out 3 of these drawers as well. We do have a Whirlpool residential refrigerator here, and this thing is huge. I mean, that's probably bigger than the one I have in my own home. And then your freezer with an ice maker in this coach. I'm going to remind you, this is a used coach. It's in such great condition. I love it when we see these in such great condition. So Tiffin does a really great job with the pull-out pantries, and here's one of those. And then we have another pantry down here as well. So taking advantage of what space we have in a 39-foot coach, I think they're doing a pretty good job. I don't want to miss that we do have a central vacuum in this coach, and this is where you would plug in that for the hose extension. And then these are more fake cabinets because your shower is actually right behind this area. So moving over here, I wanted you to see the touchscreen panel that can control the whole coach. Of course, we have light switches throughout, fan switches throughout. You can start your generator from other areas, but I love that they put these centralized panels for us here. So right on this very home page, we can turn on and off all of the lighting in the coach. That galley shade that I was telling you about is right here, so I can just put that down if I choose to. I can turn on and off my water pump and check my levels for all of my tanks. How are my batteries doing? I can start and stop my generator here as well. I'm going to stop that right now just for sound reasons. And my water heater, I can do it electric or gas there. Then I have individual panels where I can get really particular about which lights I want on and off. Change my heating. Now this coach does come with 2 15,000 BTU air conditioning units with heat pumps, and then of course we also have a furnace in here as well, and then we have some of those fantastic fans sprinkled out about appropriately. These are those fans, more specific controls for those, and then just your back slide outs are on this panel as well. And then this is just for your screen itself. So I think now would be a good time to check out this mid-bath. Now I love that they do a mid-bath because you can of course access it when your slides are in, and it's not getting into your master bedroom area if you choose to have that place closed off. So we'll come on in here, and it really is quite spacious in here. good sized shower. You may notice that there is a sunroof in there. Now that's going to help some of our taller folks be able to fit, but it also can be closed off if it's just getting too hot in the coach. This is one of those things you're going to want to close off. And then we have this huge medicine cabinet. So this medicine cabinet opens both sides. It also doesn't have a divider here, so you can put all kinds of stuff in here and not have to fight over whose side is which. And then on either side, we do have storage underneath our sink. Corian countertop again, and then 3 full extension drawers. Now this is one of those places you would have a fantastic fan, and it is right there. And then we also have more storage up here. So really well laid out, non-fussy bathroom. So it works really well. Now you can get to the master bedroom either through this doorway or through the hallway doorway that we saw earlier. And of course we're going to have privacy doors on both of these. So I'll show you this one here, and then I'll go around to the other side here and show you you've got one here as well. Then you'll see we have a really nice master suite here. So again, previous owner optioned in the king size bed here. This is such a comfy bed. As I was preparing for this video, I had to get up on here a little bit to get things straightened out. It's really a nice bed. We do have opposing windows here and lots of storage over the bed, which I will show you here. We do have outlet back there as well, and reading lights above either side of the bed. And these do both open, so you can get a nice cross ventilation in here as well. I feel very tall all of a sudden. That's because the engine cover is right here, and so there is a little bit of a step up into this area if you're wondering why I'm standing so tall all of a sudden. Rear wardrobe. Now we do have lights in here, 2 lights, and a full hanging area. You can hear that engine purr. I love that. But I also love that while you're driving down the road, you don't hear that at all. And it makes it really easy to have a conversation for whoever you're traveling with, or to be able to hear the radio. In here, this is going to be your washer and dryer. So much better than the all-in-one units to have a stackable. This is another funny quirk that Tiffins do. They tend to put laundry hampers in their coaches. So your laundry hamper is right next to where your washer and dryer was, so you can just throw your dirty socks in here and just throw them right in there when you're ready to do the wash. But I think that's pretty clever. I've never seen that on another brand. So another flat screen TV. This is going to be your electronics cabinet, so you can put your DVD player or your dish box, whatever you have that you want to put in there. And these little slats are so that your remote control can be read through there. Couple of drawers here, and then we do have a little bit more overhead space here, and then 2 of these really big drawers. Now another thing I was surprised about when I came into this bedroom is that there's a little bit of storage under this bed. I didn't think that that would be the case, but sure enough, there's some room under there. And that's where your vacuum components are kept, so the hoses and things so you can use that. And then some covers for the front area. The other thing that this bedroom has, well, that doesn't want to go down for me, so we'll have to fix that later. Which is actually a great point for me to bring up, that when we do get a used coach, we go through it really, really thoroughly. This coach hasn't been gone through yet, so we will go through and fix little things like that shock that just stopped working on me, and check all the latches. We check the air conditioning and the heat. We also service the generator, engine, check the tire pressure. We're going to align it for you. We do a really, really thorough inspection here. So rest assured, if you're to buy a used coach from us, we really do our best to send it out the door in tip-top shape. The other thing about these Tiffin bedrooms is that they include ceiling fans, and I think that's just so cool. We don't get to see that in very many coaches. So I'm going to start pulling in slides so that we can get a good perspective of what this is going to look like closed up. I'm always keeping an eye on what's going on when I do put my slides in. Just a tidbit, you want to make sure you're not about to hit anything or that there's not something on the floor that's going to get in the way. Sometimes you'll have to stop midway through putting your slide in or out just to rearrange things. It can do some pretty serious damage. That is one reason that Tiffin puts their front slides in a very unusual place, which I'll show you when we get to in a minute. All right. So there's one slide in. Now we're going to put another slide in. We have a total of 4 slides on this coach. Oh, and I lifted my finger a little bit and it didn't like it. All right. I'm going to go back and turn that generator on just to make sure that I have enough power. And then I'll try to put that slide back in some more. Like I said, sometimes you got to stop. And sometimes it doesn't like my fingernail going on there. So it looks like that one doesn't want to go for me now. So we're going to go ahead and move to the front, and I'm going to show you where those funny spots are for the slide retracts in the front of the coach. They are all the way over here. Now, why would this be here? That's so I can keep an eye on this piece right here and this chair right here and make sure that they aren't hitting each other. I have seen so many of these facades ripped off. I've seen so many chairs with gouges in the leather because people weren't paying attention when they brought their slides in. So always a good thing to keep an eye on it, even if in your particular coach you don't have the slide on your chair, you just got to stay alert. Of course, those of you who have had motorhomes know all this, but this is really for the newbies. Because we don't want them to have to learn the hard way, right? All right. Now I can show you how easy it is to walk to the back with the slides in. So easily I can get around to the kitchen area. I could wash dishes, and I can fully get into this back bathroom. There's plenty of room for that. So easily used. And then I can also get into this refrigerator, no problem at all. So just so you know, there's room for your dogs to run around, or for your guests to be able to get up and get a soda or whatever it is that they need while you're in travel mode. Up here in the cockpit area, this is really a pretty simple area. There's not a lot of extra stuff that you're going to have to worry about here. I'm going to turn the generator off just for sound purposes. I'm also going to turn our radio down for sound purposes. But you will see we have the HWH computerized leveling here. Aux start, that's going to be basically a battery boost that you'll pull from your house batteries if you needed to basically jump your chassis batteries. Air horn on or off, so you can have a really loud trucker horn or you can have just a little tiny horn depending on where you are driving around and what time of day it is. We do have an exhaust brake included on this coach as well, which is really fantastic, especially in the mountains. This is your powered mirrors, as well as heat for those side mirrors. And then this is your Allison Transmission. This little knob just controls what you're seeing on here as far as, do you want to check your heat for your engine or your Fuel economy, this coach does have 20,632 miles on it currently. Parking brake right here. We have a brake controller down here for if you were to tow a vehicle. So that's already been done for you, which is going to save you quite a bit of money. Your wipers, of course, lights, etc. There is also a tilt and telescope for this wheel to make it more comfortable for whoever's driving, and cruise control. We do have navigation and Sirius radio capability on here. And then as you can see, a really nice, bright, crisp camera view here. So we do have a backup camera as well as side view cameras. So those come on when you turn your turn signal on. I just turned the left turn signal on so you can see what's going on over there. We do have a button for our step cover. So this is a question I just got recently. For the passenger, do their feet just have to dangle the whole trip? Well, no. This automatic step cover comes across and makes for a flat floor there. So it's a much more comfortable situation if you're traveling for a long period of time. And you also don't feel like a child or like someone's gonna fall down there. So that's what that button does there, and it raises up. So it really does come to a nice floor height. The rest of these buttons, we have a driver fan, solar shade, and night shade. Now those are these up here. So if you're traveling and it starts to get, the sun's getting in your eyes, you can put this down, but also you're of course going to use that when it's nighttime and you want to go to sleep to get that fully dark feel in here. We have a button here that we can start and stop our generator, map lights, and then switch from radio to camera view up here. So pretty simple, like I said, but it's also very comfortable. Excuse me. Now we can start heading outside, and just real quick before we get out there, I wanted to point out that we do have a battery disconnect right here by the door, as well as a light master. So if you wanted to turn the whole house's lights off, you just push that button as I just did. I hit light master, and then I'm okay to leave the coach. I'm not leaving all my lights, burning up my battery time by leaving that on. Or I can turn the whole coach's battery system off with the push of a button right here as well. So all right, so you may notice we have our door awning out right now, and that's really handy if it's raining or it's really hot out and you're bringing groceries in but you're not really hanging outside. That's what that little awning is for. So it's handy just to have that little bit there. I also have the patio awning out right now just so you can see how nice that is with the LED lights. This coach does of course have full body paint, and it's a really nice subtle color pattern, so it's not really going to look outdated no matter how many years pass by with this coach. As I mentioned earlier, we have dual fuel fill for the diesel, and that's 100 gallons. Got some really great Michelin tires on here. And then I'll show you the basement storage, as well as we have 4 of these deep cycle batteries. Those are your house batteries. And I gotta say, they do look brand new to me. I can't guarantee that, but here we have a full pull-out storage tray. So this will go out on either side of the coach. So you can get to things that are stored in the middle of this area. There's also some extra tile if you happen to break anything. This is to remove your whole house water filter that we'll get to in a minute. And we also have your inverter master switch as well as your house battery master switch down there. And some plugins here and there in case you have anything you want to be doing outside that requires electricity. Another thing is I've noticed these doors close really easily. We have an outdoor TV here, flat screen LED. And then another full pass-through bay. This one does not have a tray in it, but that actually is a good thing. You don't always want to have those pull-out trays because they do take some of the height out of the ability to store things. So Of course, one could be added later on if you decided that was for you, but you may also notice there are lights in all of these bays too, as well as 110 hookups. Back here we just have your chassis battery and chassis disconnect and just a tiny bit of storage. So maybe you could bring some extra DEF fluid or something and keep it in this compartment. And just another little cubby. So we do have a ladder on the back of this coach, so that once a year you need to go back and check on your roof to make sure that everything's looking in tip-top shape, that your seals are doing well, your fan covers, your air conditioning covers, etc. We also have a 10,000 pound towing capacity, as well as I said earlier, we do have that braking system set up for the coach. Now you might have to add some stuff to your tow vehicle, but that's dependent on what you have going on there. Another tiny storage bay, but also would like to point out that they are carpet lined. So that's going to help with vibration, noise, and things just moving around a lot. Here is your 50 amp cord with your surge guard transfer switch. Also, this is where you will fill your DEF fluid. Now that needs to be filled about every third time that you're going to fill your diesel tank. Now it might not be such a bad thing that I couldn't get this slide in this time, because I want you to see that we have slide toppers on here. So those are on your higher end coaches, and what they do is they keep debris from going inside of the coach when you close your slide. So say it rains hard or there's snow or leaves or any of that stuff, it's going to help kick it off when you roll your slide in. So it's a really nice high-end feature for you. Down here we have your water bay with the whole house water filter, water pump. There is a spray off if you need to spray off your feet. There's also a place that you can put your water hose here, so it can be stored up and out of the way and not just bunched in there. Here's the other side of that full pass-through. You see all that nice carpet in there and the lights. This coach also had an undercoating sprayed on it at the factory when it was manufactured. And here's where your propane tank is kept. And last bay, this is going to be your breaker box, and it's nice that you can just push a button and restart a lot of those things. All right, so that's about it for this 37 PA Tiffin Allegro Red. If you have any questions about this coach, I'm happy to send you all the specs, brochure, etc. Or on any of our other coach, I'd be happy to help you and work with you to get the perfect one for you. My name is Teresa Crawley. Thanks for watching. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Have a great day.